Hello and welcome to this first lecture on new section on deploying your models in this course, Master in Generative AI. So in this section, we will give you an in-depth view of deploying your models, and we will start answering the question like how to deploy models into production environment and ensure that they are accessible, scalable, and maintainable, right? So how do you think you can deploy models into production environment, ensuring that they are accessible, scalable, and maintainable? Any thoughts? So, what you need to do is to to deploy these models into production environment and ensure that accessible, scalable, and maintainable. You need to follow certain steps. So, first step is to do what is called model packaging. Then you need to do model serving. Then you need to do orchestration and deployment, scale, monitor and log, make sure that they are secure and regularly maintain, do their maintainability. So these are the various steps, things that you need to do to deploy the models. Right, so let's take a look at model packaging. How do you go about doing model packaging? So model packaging, basically you can use the concept of containerization, right? Where you use the Docker to create containers that package the model and its dependencies. So both model and its dependencies. You can use Docker to create a container that packages both of them. And here is an example code in Python to help you do that. Now, what is involved in model packaging? What all is involved in model packaging? Now, model packaging involves several steps to ensure that the machine learning model is properly prepared for deployment. And what are the steps involved in this whole process? Let's take a look at that. So first you need to do model serialization. You need to save the trained model, serialize the model using a suitable format, pickle for scikit-learn, saved model for TensorFlow, state dict for PyTorch. And then you ensure that all necessary components, example, the model weights, architecture, pre-processing steps are included. And here we are giving you examples in all the three libraries, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and Scikit, where you can do model serialization. Then you list dependencies. You create a requirements.txt file or a PIP file to list all the Python dependencies. And for security versions, ensure compatibility with specifying exact version. Now, second thing apart from listing dependencies is to do environment management. Use tools like virtual env or conda, as we had mentioned earlier, to manage environments and ensure reproducibility. So that's how you need to manage the dependencies. Then you need to do is to create the model artifacts, include necessary files, ensure all necessary files are included in a package such as trained model files, pre-processing scripts, configuration files like hyperparameter and model setting. So you create all these model artifacts. Then you create a Docker file. Write a Docker file to define the environment in which the model will run. This ensures consistency across different deployment environments. So do Dockerization. So what do we do next? So in the next lecture, we will start talking about model serving, which is the next step from model packaging to deploy models, right? So thank you so much for watching this first lecture on deployment in this course, Master in Generative AI. I hope you're continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer a question, and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that is of specific interest to you, specifically those codes that you can use to implement the things that we have talked about.